Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Sunday. 2 more games for us to look at. Hope you guys are doing well. It's also Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and to all the moms out there, all of your moms as well that are watching. Let's go ahead and get into it. As always, if you enjoyed the videos, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out all the socials down in the description. Starting off with the point guard picks, not too much has changed. We're getting the same types of teams, the same 4 teams on every other day basis for the most part in the second round. So we've already seen with the Sixers and Miami and the Phoenix and Dallas being on the same slate. We have Luka Doncic. He's $11,000. I still think he looks like a great pay-up option today. He's playing big minutes or at home. Last game they played great defense at home in Dallas, led to some good stops, and they had some other guys step up besides Luka. Brunson dropped over 20. Had Finney Smith hit a couple shots. So it doesn't look like it's just going to have to be Luka, which is typically what you expect. In home games, the role players tend to play better. There's plenty to play a lot looser than on the road. Other options at point guard would definitely be going to like Devin Booker, going to Chris Paul. I like those guys a lot more than James Harden, especially with Embiid back. Harden hasn't really done anything crazy. He's just kind of been taking a back seat offensively. He only took 11 shots. He seems content with just dishing out some assists, getting you some rebounds, and really not being that aggressive offensively. He's kind of leaving that to Maxey and to Embiid and to Tobias for the most part. Like Harden took less shots than Tobias and Maxey did. Maxey, $6,700. I like the price tag. He got 11 shots off, same as Harden last game, but most of those came in the second half. He was 0 for 3 for most of the game, and then in the third and fourth quarter, he just caught red hot from distance, got fire from deep, and at this price tag, he's still a very reasonable play. He went down by $300, dropped 5 threes on 6 attempts last game, and kind of was just put the nail in the coffin in the Heat. Sixers ended up winning by 20. Big return for them with Embiid, even though Embiid didn't have a great game himself, but he led to some other guys getting open looks, and it ended up making a big difference. I like getting to Jalen Brunson as well if you can. He's only 66. He's 100 less than Tyrese Maxey. You're probably going to pick and choose between getting to Brunson or getting to Maxey today. Both are reasonable plays. I have no problem with getting to either one today. But Brunson, both are at home. Both have had some big games in the playoffs. So those are 2 options in the 6K range that you can consider. 5K range, you have Finney Smith. Or you have a Dinwiddie at 51 at the point guard position. He looks okay. He's coming off the bench. He's not getting you a crazy amount of minutes unless he's playing well. Just more of like a GPP play. I don't think he's one that you have to go crazy over in any sort of cash game setting. Back to point guard. Kyle Lowry went scoreless, I believe. Yep, scoreless in his return. Played 25 minutes. Didn't do much out there. Got you some peripheral stats, but I'm not really that interested in playing Kyle Lowry. At 56, I'd rather get up to Tyler Hero, who can at least score the ball, or pay up $1,000 more for the Maxey and the Brunsons of the world. And then the value would maybe be looking at Oladipo at 43, and maybe Campaign, but it's kind of it. Moving on to shooting guard, I'm going Devin Booker. Had a down game last time out, but expecting to bounce back here. Played 40 minutes, just didn't really get you very many peripherals, only finished with 29 fantasy points, which is like the second lowest of the playoffs and the lowest since he's been back from that injury and played his full minutes, but only took 13 shots. He did went 4 of 6 from distance, missed a couple free throws. Expect this one to be a lot different for Devin Booker. Price tag went down by $100, and I like his price tag a lot compared to similar to Chris Paul, 81 to 84, but letting you play him at shooting guard makes a little bit of a difference, as there's a lot of other point guard plays that look appealing. Other options would be, once again, Brunson, Tyler Hero. I like getting to Bullock at 52. I like him more than Dinwiddie. He's playing way more minutes than Dinwiddie, and he's a good shooter. He takes a lot of threes, back-to-back games, hitting 4 threes in a row, or 4 threes in each game. And then don't have much at the bottom here. Maybe Max Strus at 46, just because he's going to start and play close to 30 minutes or so, at least high 20s. He's a guy that you could fit in. The price tag is reasonable. And that's it. Don't have much interest in like Milton or Korkmaz or Shamit. He's not even really playing at all. And Strus looks probably the best option here at 46. Like him more than Oladipo. Over at small forward, top end is Jimmy Butler. He's at a good price tag, only $8,900. He had a good game. He was one of the few Miami Heat players that stepped up and was able to play well in Philly. He's not new to playing in Philly. He was with the Sixers for half of a season. Other picks at small forward would be, Crowder had a huge game at 54. Maybe you'll get some more ownership today, but I'm going to Finney Smith. He took 15 shots, only hit 5 of them, but we saw him go right back to playing monster minutes after, the blowout game against Phoenix, where he only played 20. Some foul trouble there, but he's a guy that they're going to need to have out there just for his defensive reasons, and he can hit some threes and get you some defensive stats with steals. So 55, pretty reasonable price tag for a guy playing as many minutes as Finney Smith will. Of course, last game was a Danny Green game. Hit 7 threes for the Sixers. Can't really count on that happening again, but maybe he was able to at least hit a couple more at home. A lot different than playing on the road the last 3 games for him before when he was pretty cold from distance. And then the only other guy you can kind of consider is maybe Cam Johnson. I have no interest in anybody down here. Only guy maybe would be Thibault, but he's really not doing much besides getting you some defensive stats and maybe can get you a couple of baskets. Power forward, like Tobias Harris, $7,000. He's been one of the Sixers' best players, probably the best player during the postseason in terms of just doing everything for the team. Points, rebounds. Last game he had 8 assists. As well, didn't shoot particularly well, but you can expect him to bounce back. Only scored 9 points, but finished with 37. So he does give you some upside in that sense. Going further down at the position, you have Tucker, just because he's playing heavy minutes. Got into it with Thibault and Niang last game at the end, but he still played 35 minutes. He's going to get you rebounds, going to get you a couple of defensive stats here and there, and not getting very many other values playing as many minutes as Tucker does. So for that reason, he looks better than Paul Reed, than Niang, than Thibault. Probably looks better than maybe even Cam Johnson at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and put in Maxi Kleber at 49, just because they playing big minutes. I think he drew the start last game over Powell, or even if that wasn't the case, he still played heavy minutes for them, 33, and that's going to continue to be the case. He's just a guy that they can count on to stretch the floor, hit threes. You're not getting anything from Dwight Powell, or maybe he started the second half in place of Powell last game, if I remember correctly, but gotta go with him at 49, get to another Dallas piece in there. Over at center, I do like Embiid, but 98. He played 36 minutes, which was good to see. He wasn't really limited at all, even though Doc said he might be limited with his conditioning. His jumper was a bit flat all game, but didn't attempt a 3 either. Probably knew he wasn't going to have the legs for that or the conditioning, but still hit 8 free throws. Looks like a good play. Other option would be getting to like Ayton at 73, or maybe going to Bam in a bounce back spot. At guard, looking at some value picks that we can kind of consider. Strus 46 makes some sense just with the price tag going up a little bit to like Tyler Hero. Definitely don't mind that either. And then the value picks is basically Oladipo's playing some minutes. Vincent's minutes have gone away. Well, not away, but he's not playing as many now that Lowry's back. And then Strus is the only other guy that's still been playing a reasonable amount of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put him in at 46. Don't have too many good plays in the 4K range. Strus did take 11 threes. He can get you some stats with assist and rebounds. Last game he had an outlier with 3 steals, but that's fine. I'll play him and hope for that he can at least hit me some threes. And then at forward position, I'm going with Tobias here at 7K. I think I do like to get to Embiid, but if I'm not able to, at least Tobias is playing around 40 minutes or so, high 30s, and he's been crashing the glass, having the ball in his hands a little bit. Harden is kind of just looking to get the ball out as quick as possible, look for his teammates. So he has opportunities to make some baskets, opportunities to make plays for others as well. And sometimes he's out there without Harden just to get more usage when they're sitting some other guys. So don't mind getting to Tobias at 7,000. And that's about it for the DraftKings side. Leaves you with like 43 left. Got a couple of value picks you can maybe consider. But overall, looking to pay up for Luka and Booker as my main priorities once again today, with Tobias as the third quote-unquote superstar. So that's it for DK. Let's go ahead and talk about FanDuel. All right, over on FanDuel, same type of core plays. I got all 5 of the same players I had on DraftKings. But at point guard, Luka looks great at 11.5. Other picks would be, probably won't get a Chris Paul at 97. So looking at Maxey, Jalen Brunson at their price tags, value would still be Dinwiddie at 46. And that's kind of it. Over at shooting guard, I like Booker's price at 9,000. Other picks would be, I'm not looking at Harden today. So Maxey at 73, going down a little bit to Bridges or Tyler Hero is fine. And then Reggie Bullock, Dinwiddie, Max Strus as your other values. And the last guy you can plug in at small forward as well would be Danny Green, and that's on my radar. Small forward, I plugged in Finney-Smith. Butler is really expensive at 10-4, so it's tough to get to him on FanDuel if you're looking to pay out for Luka, Devin Booker, maybe Embiid. Embiid is cheaper than Butler as well. But I'm looking at probably Tyler Hero to bounce back at $6,000. Looking at Bullock, I mean, the Heat only scored 77 points, so you expect them to put up a lot more points. Hero should have a much better offensive game. Tucker's okay at 44 just because he plays a lot of minutes, but Danny Green maybe gives you some upside there. Cam Johnson not playing huge minutes, but still can get you some baskets and some threes. Power forward, I plugged in Tobias at 83 just because he's 200 less than Bam, but at home, Tobias is looking like he's contributing in all aspects. He's not just a shooter in this playoff series. He's really getting you rebounds. He's got you some steals, which is pretty viable on FanDuel as well. And price tag isn't terrible at 83. Other picks would be like Crowder, maybe, but his price tag has gone up to 58, so I'm not that interested there. Value, don't have much here. I'm not really looking at anybody in the 3K range now that Embiid is back. Only guy would be like Tucker maybe or Cam Johnson, but Johnson hasn't done much anyways in this series. The last guy is Maxi Kleber. He's got to be one of the better plays at $4,500 on FanDuel. He's cheap. You can play him at center or power forward. If you're not playing him at center, I would go up to Embiid at 10K or go down to Ayton at 74. But that's what I got for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Best of luck. Happy Mother's Day once again, and I'll see you all next time.